Hi everyone, I'm super excited to have this interview for you. And today I'm going to talk to my dear friend, Claudia Boymouchakian. So her last name is quite a challenge for me, but I think I did well, right?
Yes, you did, Siwin.
So first of all, a very quick introduction. So Claudia is my friend, and I met her many years ago in the health and wellness industry, and we sort of hit it off, and we've been in touch. And she's been doing some really exciting things. But before I go off tangent, so first of all, she's born in South America from Argentina, and I would say she's a psychic, an energy healer who works with angelic and spiritual realms, and she's a shamanic practitioner. And she offers so many different things. But I'm just pick the things that I love what she's doing, and I think maybe familiar with a lot of people. She's also the founder and owner of Purple Angel Healing Center. As you can see her, she's wearing purple. I know that all her work is about to help people to heal, to empower them and balance and body, mind, emotions. And she also reads coffee cups and teacups while she does psychic healing, psychic reading sessions, and she do talks and workshops and all the whole lot. But most excitingly for me is that I know that she's been taking people to South America to do something called retreat. So I'm going to ask a lot more about it because I'm super excited to hear more about how to combine passion for traveling and energy work and spiritual work. So super excited. Welcome, Claudia.
Thank you so much, Siwin. I'm very happy to have a conversation with you.
Yeah, so I know her for ages. So, for me, I guess a lot of my friends or colleagues are in the health and wellness industry. So when someone say, oh, I'm a psychic reader or Reiki or energy healer, or I'm taking people to spiritual trips and I do shamanic healing, it's okay. This is all cool for me, right? Because it's something that I'm so familiar with. But for a lot of other people, it's like, what's that? But I think one thing I would say is that no matter what's your background or what's your belief system, what I would say is that a lot of people, after having healing sessions, I know that work with people like Claudia, is that they see results, they that get better or they feel better. And I think that judges for itself. Sometimes certain things can be explained by science, sometimes they cannot be. Whatever it is, if something works for you, it makes you feel good, and it is help you to solve your problem, I think that's all that matters. And I love to talk to people that do great work, and they have how can I say, integrity, and I think they're interesting and fun. So I want to introduce them to my forum, to my platform, and share their work. And I think that's something why I'm so excited and passionate about. So yeah, so welcome, Claudia, once again.
Thank you so much, Siwin.
So now I have a ton of questions to ask you, but I think I wanted to start with something about your recent trips, because I asked about it early on, and I mentioned it already. I know that you took a group of people to South America, I think in March, but I remember you saying that it was first a dream, but then it sounds like you didn't even believe it can become a reality. So tell me about that story. What happens and what triggered it and what pushed it to make it happen?
When I was living in Argentina, just before coming to live in Australia, I used to go to Brazil and visit my soul sister who moved with her partner, her husband, to Brazil, to a beautiful place that it's called Parachi. It's between Rio and São Paulo, on the coast, 357 islands around, clear water, beautiful place, in paradise. And she owns not only a travel agency, but also a petite hotel that is called Pousada de Charme, which is decorated with lots of art, something that is completely colorful, uplifting, and healing. Herself, her sister-in-law, and the mother-in-law created that beautiful space. The owner, the original owner, was a Reiki master as well, so it's got this special energy, that place. So when I traveled to my friend's place, I stayed in her house, some other days at the Posada, and my dream was to run a retreat there because of the energy of the place, because of the energy of the town, of the water, especially in that part of Brazil. And I went there many times for my own healing journey. And I thought, wow, that would be amazing to bring a group of people, or I call them my purple tribe, to this place. And I said, well, traveling all the way to South America just for a retreat, 5 days retreat, it needs something else. So why not showing my tribe and new members of my tribe the beauty of South America? So I had to choose, because of time frames, 2 places, and one is Iguazu Falls, that they are in Argentina and Brazil, and Buenos Aires. But going back to that dream that I had, when I came to live in Sydney, I met a beautiful friend. Her name is Lisa Rodios. We had that dream. She encouraged me, oh, let's do it together. She was a theta healer. And when Lisa passed away, she decided to take out with the angels, and the dream kind of faded. Speaking about this dream with another friend, she's still here, my beautiful friend Tracy, she said, why don't you do it in a way of doing it as a honoring or a ceremony to Lisa? And I said, well, that's a good idea. Let's do it. And the beauty it was really facilitated to me because my friend in Brazil has got this travel agency, that beautiful, beautiful Pousada. And my sister in Argentina, she's got a travel agency too. So everything was there, served on a plate for me to go with this beautiful group of people.
How amazing. Like, I think sometimes, you have all the collaborative components. You have the travel agency, you have the beautiful setting, the place, the people, exactly what to do. And because given the years you have been doing workshops and, healing and practicing your craft, you can also add the components of the healing and the spiritual practices there. So everything is sort of almost ready, and through time it's building up, but you just kind of needed a push, more like not necessarily a reason, but just somehow that from a dream to make it into reality. You know how we say people either run away from pain or, go for the pleasure. And sometimes when you don't even know where it lands, then it just becomes a great idea. But then that's it. It's a great idea. But then I think when Lisa passed the spirit world, maybe it felt like there's something needs to be done. And then when someone else suggested, why don't you just do it? It just kind of like it all clicked and it just landed where it's supposed to be. So it sounds a beautiful experience.
But in saying that, I must tell you that it required a lot of courage, because I love traveling by myself. I generally travel alone or with my husband. I used to travel with friends many, many years ago, but it's like, okay, I'm holding this space for these people and I want to protect and nourish and look after them. So it was, oh, am I capable? So that's when the spiritual work comes through. I had to sit, to meditate. What does my heart tell me? It's like, I really want to show this place to others because it's a gem. It's a gem.
I really can relate to you in saying that, because sometimes we may be, we're in an arena that we speak and we do workshops and all that. So we seem to be an extrovert, but sometimes we do have circumstances or times that we actually feel like introvert, where we, for traveling, for me, like it's something quite inner. Like I don't like to travel with groups either. So you have to see it as a different thing. Like, so for you to take a group, that has to be a different purpose. It's not just traveling for you anymore. It has to have a higher purpose, right? So, that's another question that I wanted to ask you. So as a spiritual healer and practitioner teacher, so what, apart from honoring your friend, what prompts you to create this trip? What is that you wanted to do for the people who join you?
Well, I have been seeing a lot of, and I participated in many retreats that are only retreats. And I thought, we are going to go all the way to Parachi in Brazil, and we need to do something else. So
something more.
something more, just not only the retreat. And that's why I said, well, let's do some adventure, some exploring, some discovering the culture, the music, the food, the way of living of other people that I know, because they are kind of my people, but I wanted to show all these to the travelers. So the name Re-Trip, my husband told me, it's not Re-Trip, Claudia, it's retreat. And I said, no, mine is a Re-Trip. Retreat plus trip. So there will be a part of going within and healing when we're doing all the spiritual and healing work, but there's also the component of trip, of fun, discovering, eating, going with the music, going to live shows, live dinners, tours. That's the trip. That's the component of the trip. What prompted me was just a dream of taking some people to that special place for healing that is called Parachi.
It's what's so special about that place? Tell me something, like lure me into this, like help me to see it.
Well, it's a small town by the sea, and the old part of the town which was built by the Portuguese people. It's only for people. There are no cars allowed to go in the old town. The streets are the old streets with rocks. The houses are all white, and the frames of the doors and the windows are colorful.
Right.
And the people walk really casual, some others. If you walk barefoot, it's even better. And just it's a place where you can walk and relax at the same time. There's no one pushing. We find times to go where there are not many tourists.
But it's a spiritual place as well, isn't it? You mentioned like water and the healing occur there, so it's quite well known perhaps for people who know about Brazil and places like that. Like obviously I don't. So we're not supposed to tell people.
No. It's just people go, tourists, lots of tourists from Europe go there. But because it's a beautiful place, I wanted to add this component of healing with the techniques that I use. But the place itself, just being there in front of the sea, in front of the water is clean. It's not cold, so you can jump from the boat into the water and have a really grounding experience with the water. Everything goes at another pace. It's not slow, but it's different. You can really, really relax and take time to connect with yourself. I said, even the rain sounds as music to your ears in Parachi.
So I know that you've done something called like Cacao Ceremony. So tell us a little bit about it. I obviously don't know a lot about it. I thought it's just drinking hot chocolate, but tell me it's more than that.
It's more than that. Hot chocolate or chocolate is made out of cacao nibs, and there's a lot and lots of sugar added to that cacao to make chocolate. The cacao has been used as a medicine and sacred plant, especially in Peru, in Argentina, in South America, in Native Americans from the USA as well. It's a plant used for ceremony, which energetically it opens the heart. It helps you vibrate in a higher level. It gives you clarity, and it empowers your goals. So when we sit in ceremony, we did one here at the Purple Angel Healing Center for the winter solstice, and we sat in meditation with the cacao, like planting the seeds of what we want to create, and then visualizing and imagining and feeling that we drank the cacao. We acknowledge the spirit of the cacao for the gifts that we are receiving, and we drank. So, and it was interesting this time, one of the participants said, I can feel the energy of the drink going through my throat and my tummy and activating at my heart level that seed that I planted. So Cacao Ceremony, it's a ceremony, it's an offering, and it's a request as well. It tastes really good, not as hot chocolate though. I add some spices there, like turmeric, cinnamon, nutmeg, and I put a little bit of this special sugar, organic coconut sugar in it.
It sounds wonderful. Like, I know that, you know, a lot of people know the benefit of meditation, but also visualization, because it actually has something to do with our brain. It's backed by science. When we visualize something, we activate the RAS system in our cortex, frontal cortex, and then it actually does affect our self-noticing, the opportunity, the things that we need to do more so in our conscious life. So I definitely believe in visualization, meditation, and I think when you get it together, put your minds like connect together with one another, the group of people, open your heart, join your minds, and I think there's power in that too, because, you know, people say time and time again that when a group of people meditate, the effect is bigger. But I also feel when you do a ceremony or a circle as such, when you put, like, say, positive intention to your goals, your dreams, or if the intention is about joining heart, joining energy, or getting rid of a problem, whatever that is, I often feel it's amplified. There's something to do with when people are connected together. You know, I definitely believe you elevate the field of energy, whether in a more the spiritual language, maybe the power manifestation, amplify. But I think, I don't know how to say in terms of science evidence, but I know that when a group of people put it together, work together, there's something amplified in the energy field. So it must be a beautiful experience for you.
It is, and one of the highlights there were many highlights, really. Every moment was a highlight.
Every moment was a highlight.
The feedback from the participants in the retreat was the healing, the sound healing therapy that we did in the Posada in Parachi, and then after doing the sound healing therapy, we did the Cacao Ceremony. So it's about cleansing and releasing and letting go, coming back into balance, and then creating something. And that's what the feedback is like. They just loved it. Oh, this is the best thing that we have done among all the best things. So it's nice. It's nice to see people when they just come out of the shell and when they open up. When we open our hearts and we connect with others from that place of love or of trust, because you need to trust the group that it's traveling with you and listening to your stuff. So once that connection is made, the healing takes off, really takes off.
I definitely can see how that happened as well, because, you know, these days it's wonderful. Like, you and I get to talk, seeing each other face to face online like this, with the technology, and it's fantastic. But it's very different than when we actually see each other in person. Plus, I also think when you go on a trip like this, you pack your bags, you stop all the work in a daily life, and you actually take yourself into a different environment of a group of people. That it itself is a commitment to change, a commitment to experience something new, mystical, amazing. So I think that itself already often will yield a miraculous result, because you actually committed to do something. And obviously people, if they are coming with you, they will experience something fantastic. You put yourself in that position, like everybody need to get ready for something, right? And that's, in a way, if you want to get healing, if you want to change your life, you got to do something about it. And take yourself on a trip like that. I can see how it works, because internally you get all this healing, the ceremony, the self-reflection, so the going in piece, and then you get time to explore the environment. You go on a bit of sightseeing, so that's external things. So you actually put yourself into a trip. Really, it's about taking care of yourself, preparing yourself for whatever needs to come. So I really see that people who are committed to this will see results.
Yes, can I share an experience with you? And something that happened on the retreat? We go to Parachi, and as part of our activity of the retreat part, we do mindfulness walking in the morning. One of the mornings we collect things for our water ceremony, and we enjoy that. And the last morning, the night before, it was raining, pouring. So the next morning, as it's a small group, we can just go with the flow and play a little bit more with the timing, with the activities. So I said, look, would you mind if we do just a morning meditation instead of mindfulness walking? It's wet, it can be slippery. And one of the ladies said, Claudia, that's perfectly fine. We have done a whole lot of mindfulness walking here in Parachi. Why? Because you just need to walk. There's no buses, no cars in town, and you need to really look at your feet, where you are placing your feet, because the streets are, how do you call it? I always forget the name of this. It's not asphalt. It's like the big rocks.
Yeah. Pebble, stone, cobble, or something.
Yeah, something like that. So you really need to look where you are placing each of your foot there. So she said, don't worry, we did lots of mindfulness walking, which is, I didn't think of that, but that's what we did. We need to be very careful when we walk. So that was a beautiful experience for them. And it's not only that we do the retreat activities, but in saying that they have lots of time, free time. We are not 24/7 connected. Because when we connect, we create that healing space, that opening heart space, but then each one has got their own journey to go through.
Yeah.
So there are activities organized in a way that everyone enjoys them and they don't get tired of listening to me all day long. So they have their time. And other thing that we did that I want to share is we committed to give back to community there. So before we traveled, I asked my friend, just tell me which organization there may need some help. And the one that she has chosen is a nursing home from Saint Vincent of Paul, for poor people. So every participant, every traveler, we bought little bags. They just needed soap, toothpaste, toothbrush, detergent, towels, the daily stuff, the cleaning stuff. And we bought some bags that say Australia, some cups. And we visited the place. And seeing the welcoming, just the staff. The staff also, it's in the poor side of the pyramid. But their faces, they were so happy. They call in the granddads and grandmothers, as they call them, abuelito, abuelita, and they gave the gifts. And just seeing their faces was beautiful and heartwarming. So it's a little bit like bringing a sunshine to those hearts.
Yeah, I'm actively taking notes because when I finish the interview, I always like to write it up in a way that I really wanted to emphasize on the connection elements. So yes, and I know that nowadays a lot of people love to take vacation, a traveling trip to South America because a lot of things to see. Then your trip added an element of going inward and healing, opening your heart. Then another element, it's about opening your heart and giving back to local community who, I mean, not like apart from those like, you know, needs for necessities, there's also a need for human connection. I mean, they're so happy to see you, just to see someone there cares and come to visit and show their faces. I mean, I think that having the human connection and giving people that time of the day, it's so important and it's so lack at the moment, you know. So how often we go to a trip or travel that, you know, apart from seeing all the beautiful sightseeing, we actually will go to visit some people who are just probably lonely and needed help. You know, it's just not often on agenda on any itinerary.
And that's, you know, that mirrors us, so we can also go within and be grateful for all the things that we have, all the things that we can do, for even for our health, for a comfortable bed, for the necessities covered. So it was a good, hey, look at how abundant we are.
Yeah, and I definitely subscribe to that. You know, you can't receive what you're not willing to give. Like if you want loyalty, you probably should consider to be a loyal friend in the first place, right? The same that if you want heart-to-heart connection to people, real relationships, meaningful life, you probably need to do something in that sense that you got to contribute to those elements. Are you giving love to people? Are you making connection to people? You know, I think that's a really important point. And I think the beauty of what you just shared with us is that, you know, people go there for, you know, sightseeing, spiritual journey, healing, whatever that is, finding themselves, you know, clarity, whatever purpose people have. But the fact that if you're willing to open, to give, you're going to receive more than you ever expected. And the thing is, it's a surprise because not only are you going to receive more than you give, you just don't even know to what extent what will come back.
Yes, the elderly ladies, they were just so surprised. Like, is this bag for me? Is this for me? It's for me. They were asking the nurses, is this for me? And those smiles, you know, with that wisdom of the years, with that probably suffering or an experience of life, were just, that's what we took in our hearts. And the humbleness of them. And that enriches us, the givers. We are not going to change the world itself, but as we always say, one person at a time, just a ray of sunshine, a little bit counts, every little bit counts. And the travelers were really, really happy and surprised for the experience. They really,
I can imagine,
fed their souls, our souls.
Well, after all, you go on a heart-opening trip, so that seems like a very logical surprise. So I think the last question I have for you today is probably about what you have learned from this trip, because I know you've been talking about running something like this, so now you finally have done it. What do you think you have learned, and you know, and how does it going to prepare you for the next trip?
Wow, what a question. There's two questions in one.
Yeah, so, okay, what you have learned as a teacher, you know, you're not like a first timer doing cacao ceremony like I would be, or, you know, you have done a lot of spiritual work, but I think this seems like a very deep and meaningful, purposeful experience for you to take a group of people to share what you have learned, share what you want them to experience. So that seems like an extra dimension.
Thank you. Well, what I learned is that I love what I do. And I do it pretty well. I enjoy what I'm doing. I really enjoy what I'm doing. I can create. I learned, it was like showing me, we always have doubts. We are not sure if I'm doing this thing, if people will like it. But I learned to step in my power that, yes, I can do this. And I'm always supported. I always call upon my angels, my spirit guides, and everyone from the light who want to come and assist me. I learned that when you offer people your heart is when the healing occurs. And healing does not need to be traumatic or painful or too serious. We can even laugh at our pains. And when we bring that awareness, we continue our healing journey. And when we connect with others and we support each other, the healing takes a big leap.
I love it. I'm already writing down the quote. Like, when you open your heart, healing occur. And when you connect and support each other, it just takes it to the next level. So
yes.
that's beautiful. So I know you are planning to do this again. So what's going on? So you're going to take up the challenge again to take another group of people. Are you going back to Brazil in 2020 maybe?
Yes, I thought about it because I was very tired. You are holding space, and then I went to Argentina. We just went different, separate ways of coming back home to Sydney. But I went and visited my dad, who is in Mar del Plata, 400 kilometers from the capital city, and stayed there for 2 weeks. And at that moment, when I arrived to my father's place, I said, wow, jet lag time. Because I didn't have time for a jet lag. So I relaxed there. I did all my journey as well with healing, with sound healing. I took a course on sound healing therapy. And then I came back and needed some grounding, lots of grounding, and took my time. And my friend said, oh, it was such a lovely experience to have you and the travelers and seeing them connecting, and the faces when they arrived and the faces when they're left. We should have taken a before and after of them. So I said, why don't you do it again? So I again connect upstairs with my guys, and said, it's a beautiful experience, and it's a different way to offering healing. And everyone can take what they like. So yes, we are going to South America, to the heart and soul of South America, as I call it, in October 2020. It's not going to be March, it's going to be in October, which is another beautiful season to go. It's spring in Argentina, and we're going to Argentina, Brazil, and I'm adding Uruguay.
Wow.
Uruguay is a little country next to Argentina. Beautiful country. My husband is from Uruguay. He said, everybody goes to Brazil and Argentina, no one mentions Uruguay. And I said, he's right. Uruguay has got another pace as well. Not so crazy as Buenos Aires and Argentina. It's just different, and it's beautiful. Uruguay, the energy and the people there, it's just beautiful. So we're going to Uruguay, to Buenos Aires in Argentina, the capital of tango, and then we are going to fly up to Iguazu Falls. We see the Iguazu Falls from both sides, from the Brazilian side and from the Argentinian side. It's one of my favorite places in the world. And then we go up and we probably finish our trip, the retreat part, in Brazil, in Paraty.
It sounds so wonderful. You said something before that I forget to sort of highlight or point it out. I think when you thought about doing something like that years ago, you said, oh, such a great idea. Wouldn't it be nice someday? And sometimes ideas seem so big, right? And you don't even know why it's so complicated, taking people there. Well, there's a lot of things to do and worry about, rah, rah, rah. And you may not even think you could ever do this. I mean, not just as a, taking them on a tour, but all the healing, everything else, hosting, it's a big commitment. But you won't even know you have this capacity until you've done it, because now you know you could do this. You can even add another country now. But I think sometimes we are so often stuck in this, we'll do it someday. Oh, but it sounds so much going on. I'm too busy. I'm just going to wait for another year. We ended up not trying, not doing it. And it may seem huge. I mean, I cannot imagine the complexity planning a trip like this. But then until you actually start taking action and doing it, you don't even know you can do this. And now you prove to yourself you can do it, and you can add more on it. So I think it's a great example for anyone who's listening or watching, is that sometimes our dream may sound so big, but when you break it down one block at a time, one task at a time, it's possibly doable. But until you get there and start doing it, you can't even say it's possible or not, because you have never tried. So
yes, and when they write, you can have a dream. I always say, if I've got an idea or a dream, it's for a reason. So I write them down. I've got a notebook full of dreams or things to do, but in the energetically. And if the idea comes, it is there for a reason. But then you need to wait until the perfect timing will come. Or I had this idea since 1993. That was 1992. That was the first time I went to Brazil, and I said, oh, perfect place for a retreat. But then things or life will take us in different journeys, and the connection was with Lisa, and then Lisa is not there, but Tracy comes through, my husband, who is very supportive, and my sister in Argentina, my friend in Brazil, holding that space and the professional space, because I don't know much about traveling either for myself, and the professionals that got the travel agencies and the experience helping me. So everything came into place. But I also not only dream of it, but I also ask the universe, if I am meant to be doing this, bring me the way. Show me the way.
And then voila, I guess, often you will just suddenly know this is the right time to do this, and you just get a little tap on the shoulder or could be a push, and then everything is just in the right place. But you still got to credit yourself still, Claudia, that you actually committed to do this, because a lot of people will have all the right elements lying in front of the front yard, but they will still, let me think about this, but you didn't.
Come to me and we can give them a push. I always say, when we do something like that, or something, we do everything together with the angels, but I go, yes, angels, we did it. And we did it. It's not me. It's like the support that I got from, you call it angels or God or great spirit, all that is universe. Yes, we did it. So it's also a celebration that you did it. You can do it. So what I would tell anyone who's looking, if you got an idea, you got a dream, something you really want to do, and you are not sure how to, or you say, oh, I wait, or I'm not capable, I'm not sure, just find a person that will resonate with your idea, or a supportive friend, or a coach, someone that can hold that space and give you that energetic push to take action. Look, what is it there to lose? Nothing. I could have gone with one traveler. One person just told me, when the first person said, I'm coming, we booked the plane ticket. So we're going. And then, universe, it's up to you. So then more people came and they came and they came and joined us. And even my friend from Brazil decided to come to Iguazu Falls with us, which was just amazing. I love this friend, Silvana, from Parachi Tours, who did all the transfers and the bookings.
Yeah, this is a lot of logistics, I can imagine.
It is. And again, I had to mention my sister, if not she get jealous. My sister Silvia from my Rick Viajes in Argentina did all the Iguazu Falls and Buenos Aires. She found a beautiful, beautiful tango show that we went for a dinner tango show, which was just one more highlight of the trip. It's possible if it's for your highest good when you dream of something. You can see it manifested if it's for your highest good.
Good. So I think we should end it on that. Your dream can be manifested for the highest good. And for those who may be very itching themselves trying to hear more about this trip coming up 2020, or talk to Claudia, because she does offer a lot of different healing modalities and teaching and workshops and so forth. How can people best find you? Maybe your website?
My website is purpleangelhealing.com.au. And there you go.
One word, like all together, one word.
Just one. Purple Angel Healing, or one word, purpleangelhealing.com.au.
Fantastic. So,
and there you can find also my phone number. I'm just putting up a little bit of our retreat for 2020. It's in October. I may change and swap some days and some activities.
It's still far ahead.
Sorry?
Yeah, totally understand. Still quite a lot of time ahead. But I think if people are interested in what you're doing, I think the best thing for people to do is to start connecting with you, come to your website, check out things that you do, maybe shoot you an email so they will be keeping informed if they're interested. So I just want to say, that's probably the easiest way.
And one thing that I would like to add, Siwing, is that it's a small group. I'm not going with 15, 20 people, 40 people. It's a small group. The maximum will be, I'm saying 10, my friend is saying 12, between 10 and 12 people. So we can really create that tribe connection to hold that space and travel comfortably.
Makes sense.
So it's a small group.
So I guess once again, if people are interested, write to Claudia. So thank you so much for today. It has been wonderful chatting with you. We haven't talked like this for a while, at least not before your trip. So it sounds amazing. I saw some of the photos. I think you have some photos on your website as well, right?
Yes, and also on the Facebook page, Purple Angel Healing Center.
So people check it out, purpleangelhealing.com.au, or go to Facebook. And I think Facebook is also Purple Angel Healing, right? Awesome. Thank you so much, everyone, and have a good week. And think about what's the best way for you to connect with one another. And also, what is your dream? How are you going to manifest it? And stay dreaming big and stay alive and well. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.
Thank you, Claudia.
Bye-bye.